one other question is, like, how long does it take to quantize a model? Let's say two examples, like llama3 8B and llama3 70B. It's like how long it would take based on your hardware to quantize a model. A couple of hours, a day, like for people that want to try it.
Yeah, fair.
How would you start?
Well, so there's a couple of caveats here. First is that I upload 15 sizes for each model that I upload. So like my quantization process takes a lot longer than what an average quantization process would take for a single, like if you had a specific size in mind that you wanted to create for, that would be much faster. Like for a 7 billion parameter model, you would take, a couple minutes to download, maybe 1 minute to convert, and then another minute to quantize, and you're good to go. Where the complication comes from also is with the concept of I-matrix, which is basically a way of kind of edging the model a bit more towards higher quality. Like it won't astronomically change the quality of the model, but it will make it slightly better, especially the lower the quantization target is. So like Q4KM, it's a negligible effect. If you're making a Q4KM model, you can have it done in a few minutes if it's a small one. If it's a 70B, it'll maybe take you half an hour max. If you
what hardware are you using, by the way? It's like just
so for my own stuff, yeah, I've got an AMD EPYC 7702. So that is a 64 core server CPU. But then yeah, and then I've got it paired with a 3090. So llama.cpp, unless you're doing I-matrix, you only use CPU for the quantization process. It's all done entirely on the CPU, and so from that perspective, it's very nice. And there's even a Hugging Face space called GGML my repo, I think it's called.
Nice.
GGUF my repo. GGUF my repo.
Yeah. You can copy it into the chat, so I just shared just for people that are interested. Cool.
And so the idea being that I have to connect my YouTube. I'm just gonna paste it on YouTube that I already.
Yeah, cool.
And so you can go there and get a quantization of any model that you find. Probably not any model. There's probably a size limit on them because they do get quite big these days. But most models, you can just go to there and have it create the quantization for you, which is nice.
Nice. Well, you quantize online or something? Is it?
Yeah, it uses a Hugging Face space to perform the quantization within, because honestly, it doesn't need that many resources, especially if you're not using I-matrix, and especially if it's like a relatively like below 30 billion model, like it's actually pretty non-intensive, which is nice.
Okay, good to know. Because I got a friend who told me it took him a day, so I don't know what hardware he was running, but so he told me it took me a day. So maybe I'll talk to him again. Okay, tell me again, what were you using?
What was he doing? Because I-matrix can easily take a day.
Weren't you actually rendering some video and say it's like Adobe Premiere Pro or something?
Yeah.
I think Eldar with LM compressor, like, what's the average time it would take based on?
It's very similar, except that in our case, usually you do need GPU. This depends more or less on which quantization scheme you want to do. If you're doing FP8, usually FP8 is very accurate quantization. So usually what you need to do is just round to nearest. So we don't need any calibration data. If you want to do int8 or int4, then we usually employ like algorithms like GPTQ, smooth quant, and so on, which do require passing calibration data through the model. And
if you're passing or something like that,
yeah, you take like a set of input prompts and then you pass them through the model.
Interesting.
And all of these quantization algorithms, what they're doing is like they take a input batch, they pass it through an unquantized layer, and then they say, okay, now let's quantize this layer such that we reproduce the outputs that the unquantized layer produced. So it's kind of like you're minimizing mean squared error between the outputs of unquantized and quantized layer. And in order to do this, like a 4 pass through a layer, you actually need a GPU. But yeah, the runtime is more or less the same. It's like order of a few minutes. if you're dealing with models below like 30B or and so on, 70B. If you're doing like, I don't know, the
405.
Scheme K2 or DeepSeek R1,
That's a
yeah,
lot.
then it's like
This one is
yeah, that's
that one is a beast.
100s for a couple of hours. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of hardware do you usually use? Is it like 800 or like can you go down L4 or something or?
Yeah, I mean you can. Yeah, because the LM compressor has a way of quantizing these models when you need calibration data to just load one layer at a time. So that means that you can do it on GPUs with very like, I don't know, 24 gigs and something like this. But yeah, if you scale it up to like DeepSeek and so on, then it gets a bit tricky. Yeah, you need more GPUs, you need more RAM.
Got it. Well, DeepSeek, they have MOEs, so you may quantize per expert as well.
Yeah.
I'm just shouting. Like, I mean, I have no idea if it's even
yeah,
possible.
I mean, we actually do that. We are quantizing experts. Yeah.
Experts?
That's how we quantize MOEs. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect.